TIL That in response to a lawsuit, hackers from the anonymous group took PlayStation Network offline for 23 days and leaked the credit card informations of 77 million users. My family got our PS3, but we didn't have Wi-Fi at the time. When we moved into our new place and got Wi-Fi set up, we set the PS3 up online and created PSN accounts. We were excited that we'd get to play console games online after years of never having Wi-Fi. Grew up out in the middle of nowhere where the internet service was pretty terrible. Literally the next day, the PSN servers went offline due to the 2011 hack. I still remember how disappointed I was during that time. All was okay though because I got a free copy of Infamous after all was said and done. One of the probably dozen or so times my information has been leaked. I really wish governments would start cracking down on poor security big institutions can get away with. I've had my information leaked by media companies, game companies, a university, credit agencies multiple times, and banks. All the while I get nothing for these huge breaches that just flood my email with scams and try to steal my identity. On the topic of anonymous, they also hacked and shut down the Australian government's websites because the government was considering an internet filter that would block porn, child abuse, and child sexual abuse material. From what I found when I double-checked the story, it was mainly because porn featuring small-breasted women was being blocked because some of the models could look pubescent or prepubescent. It is understanding that Anonymous was responsible for the initial outage but stopped the attack voluntarily, saying they stopped because they wanted to hurt Sony and not users. They felt like users had suffered enough. Then a second attack occurred that was much longer that Anonymous was not behind. It was in this second attack that the CC data was leaked. No one knows who was responsible for the second attack. This also brought out that Sony were not following data laws to store the credit card info. They weren't even encrypting them, so once the hackers got the file they could just read the card numbers in plain text. They received massive fines. I remember hearing about the outage back during summer, but I had an Xbox so I didn't know the details. It being from Anonymous doesn't surprise me. They're usually just a bunch of assholes that talk more than actually do important things. They did such an awesome thing because now I actually have to pay monthly like Microsoft was doing back in those days while I was losing my ass off for free on the PlayStation Network. Punishing the like a great way to make PPL hate you. I see the hacker philosophy hasn't changed much. Do criminal acts but claim hero status later. A friend of mine bought an Xbox 360 because he couldn't handle not playing Black Ops anymore. I bought Homefront because I was bored, and ended up very disappointed. It was great. I never played online anyway and PlayStation rewarded me 2 free games for it. I still have Little Big Planet and Infamous from that deal. It felt like months when I was a kid. I remember hearing it was 23 days and being very surprised. I thought it was in the ballpark of 3 months or so. I'm glad you learned it today. I learned at the time that was the longest 23 days ever as a chronically gaming teenager who only had a PS3. I remember this happened in middle school and the guys in my school wouldn't shut the hell up. Always asking if PSN is up or not. I remember this. Just bought Marvel vs. Capcom 3, bummed that I couldn't play online. That 23 days felt much longer than that. I remember it well. SOCOM 4 came out the day before the outage started. Put a bit of a damper on the multiplayer modes lol. If I remember correctly, we got some free games out of it. I remember Infamous Little Big Planet. Digital downloads. I was one of the victims. Someone used my debit card to buy a RuneScape membership and a membership to a dating site. If they're the common man hero, why the fuck don't they do more to expose the inner corruption of politics? Except it wasn't Anonymous that hacked PlayStation, so why would they punish 77 million innocent users that had nothing to do with the lawsuit? A lawsuit against Anonymous? How do you even do that? That's like trying to sue Al-Qaeda lol. I was able to get a new PS3 for I think $100 or $150 from GameStop because of this. Wasn't this North Korea in response to the release of the movie The Interview? This was right in the middle of the summer too. Really bummed me out at the time. Seems like a real dick move for a group that is supposed to stand up for people. Can they do it again and get the price of the Red Dead Redemption port lowered? This shit happened the same week the new Mortal Kombat came out. I was fuming. I remember getting like $5 in my PSN wallet from the class action. Didn't America finally catch and kill Osama bin Laden while PSN was down? How come Anonymous doesn't hack into colleges and wipe out student loans? Nothing like sticking it to the man than fucking over regular people. Thought this was done by a group called Lizard Squad or something similar. This happened the day I finally got a PS4. I hated these motherfuckers. Why can't they hack Trump and his McGawk cronies and publish stuff? Those were the longest 23 3 days, it really felt like months. Yeah, I remember this. This wasn't that long ago, was it? Till there are people nowadays who don't remember this. Should happen again. Maybe they'll give more free stuff. So, fuck over regular people who just want to play.